Okay. It's right at 8. If people hop in, then that's fine. But I also, sorry, I'm getting a text. I'm not actually sure how long-winded I might be on this topic. It may be super brief. I may just go. So I'm gonna record and I'm gonna share my screen. So sorry, I started out as like a tiny little thumbnail in the corner there, but I am going to present, and I'm talking about Summit. Oh my gosh, I am so thankful that I finally made it there. So I was a Success Starter back in 2019, right when I started coaching. I had Success Club consecutively in my first 3 months, which earned my ticket to Summit for 2020. Wah, wah. We all know what happened, yada, yada, yada. And finally, I was able to cash in on my free ticket for this year. It was better than I imagined. I had high expectations, but it exceeded them like tenfold. Sorry. I am talking to a client right now who is canceling her stuff so she can sign up. Sorry. Cancel PC and VOD, and then your subscriptions will align. Okay, hopefully that made sense for her. Okay, so sorry about that. But my favorite part surprisingly wasn't the workouts. Although high-fiving Shanti and working out to him and listening to his motivational, like just him talk about mental health and everything, like totally got me in my feels. I could cry right now thinking about it. But that was not my favorite part. My favorite part, and I kind of went in thinking this was going to be my favorite part, was learning from leaders. And I'll probably say this another 1 or 2 times during my slides, but I don't follow these people on social media. I don't follow coaches really on social media. It gives me a little bit of like a complex because they're already so successful. But because I have tuned into the National Wake Up Call, because I have tuned into trainings that my coach posts about or my mentor posts about, because I've been in push pods and diamond bets and all kinds of stuff within the company, that's how I know who these people are. That's how I know who these coaches are. I have learned from them before. I have loved listening to them speak, and my mind was just kind of like blown at some of the names that was talking to me, little old me, which really just proves that we're all people. We all started at the same place. We all had limiting beliefs. We all had struggles with mental health, physical health, all of those things. We really all started in the same place. But yeah, let me move on because I didn't anticipate talking that much just on the first slide. But I'm just gonna try my darndest to kind of sum up, honestly, just some of the key nuggets that I wrote down and like starred from each speaker. If you want to know the launches that are coming out and stuff like that, maybe you're better off being a preferred customer. But if you're wanting to dive into some of this personal development, then let's do it. So Angie Belmar, she's like a goddess to me. She's the top coach last year. She was recognized this year. She also is like a huge Disney adult. She's Canadian, but she made her dreams come true of buying a house in Disney, like in a secluded elite neighborhood, like literally in Disney World. That's where she lives because she loved Disney so much. And she put that out on a vision board, spoke her truth, and now they have a house there. Um, so she said something that resonated with me. And I feel like I heard this a lot or something like this throughout the conference, but she said, it's about lives change, not a number of people. So, not your Success Club numbers every month, not your following on social media. It's about lives. It's about connecting with the people who are following with you. It's about connecting with the people who are your clients. Um, I don't have massive Success Club numbers every month, but I hit Success Club every month because I have clients who believe in me because I believe in the products. I show up on my journey, and in turn, they do the same. Um, so yeah, it's about the lives, it's about the connections. It's basically like quality over quantity, and I loved that. Um, because I don't have a massive following on social media, and I don't really want the negativity and responsibility that comes with that. And then she also said, share the vision plus your steps to get there. And that's something that I'm going to take into account and begin doing probably live in our Instagram team page so that it's just like you guys that see it. But I want to kind of guide my individual vision to a team vision and then like just talk about what I'm doing to get there. Like I will probably do that weekly, I would say. Angie Belmar did it daily, but quite there. So I'm gonna probably do that weekly and just be like, hey guys, this is my to-do list for today. This is why I'm doing it. It's gonna push the needle forward to get me here and to get us here. And then next there was a male coach panel. So there are some males that are top coaches, and I don't know, you probably would believe it, but like 10 years ago, 10 to 15 years ago, um, all the top coaches were men. Like it was primarily a company ran by men. The switch has completely flipped. Ever since Lindsay Matway, my mentor's coach, like her actual right above her coach, became the top female coach back in the day. And it's pretty much been females ever since. But there are some awesome guys that are coaches. One leads one of our power hours that we have at our fingertips on Wednesday nights, I believe he hosts. And then Jamie Fitzpatrick is another one, and there was another male, and they were all part of this male panel. And really, it was kind of about how to get your significant other on board. Like, ladies, how to get your man on board with this, even though they are the men that are the coaches. But number one, they said communicate. Communicate your goals. Like tell them where you want to go with this business. Tell them who you're watching, who you've seen, what they can do. And then communicate the tasks that it's going to take to get there. I know I've said this before. I don't know whether it was like in a personal conversation or on a team call, but like if you are just going to be on your phone more often and sorry, I'm messaging a friend. Okay, I am so sorry. She is my absolute best preferred customer, and her subscription renews, her bond subscription renews like early August, and she literally is signed up for auto ship on like everything. So I'm having her cancel everything so I can re-sign her up for a LIIFT More bundle, because then she will literally save like hundreds of dollars. So she's very important to me. But anyway, I'm so sorry. But if you, like I was saying before I looked at my phone and had messages, if you're going to be on your phone more often at home, maybe skipping out on the Netflix and chill after dinner, which I recommend, um, explain it. Say, I need to send 5 invites. It's going to take me 15 minutes. I need to put a post up real quick. It's going to take me 10 minutes. Like, explain what you're doing, your goals, the tasks, and the time it's going to take. And then this was one of my favorites. I forget who said it, but he was like, show them. If they don't believe you, show them. And that is such a fuel for me. Joey is very supportive and somewhat gets it. And when I explain it to him, he gets it and knows I'm passionate about it. But like, I have other family members that are not supportive at all. Like, don't really ask about it, have never been customers, like things like that. And like, when I think about that, and I think like in my mind, I'm like, I think they want me to fail. It makes me want to succeed so much more. So fuel what makes you want to burn brighter. And I just love that. And then the LIIFT More launch, hello, great way to get your significant other on board, because while I'm super excited about LIIFT More, I really do think that it's going to appeal to the male population. If you want to get your significant others in on it, brothers, fathers, sons, like friends, neighbors, I'm not going to talk too much more about it now because I have a slide later for LIIFT More. But yes, get the men in your life on board for LIIFT More. And then Bob Heilig, your personal upline, he basically is a trainer to network marketers. He kind of started off saying like, rest. Don't fall for the hustle trap. That's the second bullet point though. So let me start back with the first. So success is a sense of being, a feeling, not an achievement. You could get the accolade, you could get the reward or award, and if you don't have, honestly, probably if you're not doing personal development, if you're not having like a growth mindset and gratitude and I guess confidence, then you're really not going to be successful. So I really loved that. He also said, don't fall for the hustle trap. So the amount of times that I've heard in this business, like 10x your invites, or send 20 to 50 invites a day, and wake up 2 hours before your family and stay up 2 hours and grind, and hustle season and all this. Sometimes it makes me want to puke. And sometimes I get really overwhelmed with that when I hear people train that way. And he was basically saying, don't fall for it. You don't always have to be doing more, simply do. So just be consistent with the vitals. If it's 5 invites a day for you, be consistent as hell with 5 invites a day. You don't have to send 20. But be consistent. Slow and steady wins the race. And then he said, don't compete and compare, collaborate and cheer. And I loved that as well, because I think so often, and I actually personally know people that never really got the ball rolling coaching because they watched other people. So essentially they were giving to someone else's business. instead of their own. And I love cheering people on social media. I love working with other people on social media. Connecting is something that I've like always done on social, so it's not weird for me to like literally like comment. Like I love to scroll and just type away and comment on people's stuff, so that's normal for me. Um, but when you start to scroll and just be like, look at her life, look at that perfectly posed picture, like most people's socials is just the highlights. Um, and then this is my favorite. You will never be more worthy of the life you want than you are right now in this very moment. And that was kind of another theme that just like kind of seemed to play out throughout Summit was like, you're worthy, like to be here, you belong here, like all of these amazing messages. So yeah, that was just day one in the morning. I will try to hurry. I'm sorry. So next, sorry. Sorry. She's doing like the entire stack of Energize, Hydrate, Shako, like everything. She has everything on auto ship, so it's going to be a huge order. Anyway, okay, so these were my breakout sessions. So basically there were 3 different tracks. I think there was like maybe there was yeah, Coach, Emerald, and then Diamond and above, because believe it or not, Diamond and above is like the top 1% of the company. Diamond all the way to 15 star. So other than a like 5-star and above breakout that happened day one, I was in with the literally top of the top of coaches getting the same training as them, and I feel so uh, like not worthy of that, but also in the words of Bob Heilig, I was worthy of being where I was at that day. Okay, so all these names too, when I look at them, I'm like I've looked up to them in my business for so long, not because of social media, but because of amazing trainings that they have given. So Ali Testori talked about the vision, and basically asked like these 3 questions, which you can write these down, you can watch this again, but I want you to like really ask yourself these questions. Are you emotionally connected to your goals? Do you wake up inspired? And what's the 3-year vision for your life and biz? And you need to have these. I am actually in the process of reworking my mission statement and my niche market. So these questions are questions that I'm going to be like asking myself as well. Emily Favre, you might know her from TikTok. Her and her little girl Ella are like TikTok famous. But she talked about ways to train new coaches and how she basically makes it like 10-step take action, and they're at Emerald and hitting SC by the end of the 10 steps. But how to do that is to put yourself out there, even if you're not ready, to share consistently. If you're not posting and talking on your stories, other coaches are, and people will go to them. Take action, be a product of the product. I can't emphasize enough how our products, not just our programs, have been life-changing for me. Energize for energy, recover for when like LIIFT 4 and LIIFT MORE come out, and I know I'm going to be sore as F after that. Hydrate. My husband drinks Hydrate every single day as a runner. Um, Shakeology. Shakeology is a staple in this house. We currently have 2 flavors going down. So if you have not really tried our product, Beach Bars, I took Beach Bars to conference. I've been having Beach Bars crumbled up over yogurt all this week. It's so good. Um, but you really need to try it. You really need to try it and stop giving your money to like large corporations, grocery stores, Amazon, Starbucks, when you could be giving it to our corporation where we get a literal cut of it. Yeah. Um, our commissions just went up to 40% for bond subscriptions, and the bond subscriptions just went up because we just merged with OpenFit and have hundreds of new programs and hundreds of new workouts, 21 new programs. So bond subscription renewals went up. We get 40% of that. Crazy. It's like $50 for a bond, for a yearly bond subscription renewal. And then lastly, invite new people. So it's really your own journey, being a product of the product, inviting people to do it with you. And then Amy Grosso trained on social media. Oh, and this was really mind blowing for me, and I'm gonna really attempt this. But she basically talked about becoming a shareable resource on social media to expand your audience. And she was basically like, you can grow your following and eyes on you by just becoming shareable, by having valuable content. If family and friends and acquaintances are sharing stuff out, then there's more eyes on it. So she said we should have an 80-20 rule, kind of like most of us, I think, do with like nutrition. 80% of your content should give value and 20% should be a call to action or an ask, talking about a coach sneak peek or talking about a challenge group or something that you have coming up and telling them and asking them to join you. So 80% should just be free value, recipes, workout moves, mom hacks, Amazon finds, things like that. And then Erin Hopkins had another coach with her named Emily. I believe I stepped out at this point to grab Energize and ran into Jared Sklar. They had Energize like smoothies, and they were so good. But I needed Energize at this point, so I missed what her other coach's name is. But Erin and Emily talked about how they ask clients to coach on day 10 of them showing up in a bond group. And basically, I may not do this, I may tweak this a little bit, but I also love how Erin said we are accountability coaches. So we are holding people accountable to their goals. And I love that. So Emily checks in with new clients at welcome. So she texts them, welcomes them, asks them when their day 1 is going to be and when they're going to start. Then she checks in with them on day 1 and she's like, oh my God, I'm so excited for you. Like, kick ass in your workout, da. Then on day 2, she follows up with them again and sends them a day 2 message. On day 5, she pretty much follows up with like, how has the week been so far? Because a lot of programs maybe 5 days a week or like maybe 6, but you're getting to that weekend. Then she checks in with them on the weekend, which she found is super important, especially with like nutrition, meal prep, water, all that stuff, because a lot of people let their weekend be their weekend. And then on day 10, if they're consistent, she asks them to share what they're doing. So she doesn't necessarily say like, hey, want to do this with me, want to be a coach, but it's like reinforcing all these actions that they're already doing and saying, you are kicking butt in your journey. Is there anyone that you think would do this with you? So while day 10 felt like super precocious to me, I did love the message behind it. And And I could totally get behind potentially a little bit different of a timeline there, a time frame. And then, oh, Molly Asplin. Okay, so I do feel bad about this because I left sort of near the beginning of her talk because Autumn was out in the team hangout and I really want to get my picture with her. My friend was in line because Autumn has really changed my life with gut protocol, and I was like about to have like an emotional meltdown with Autumn. So I left Molly Asplin's, but also I felt as if I was already doing and already knew what she was saying. Basically, she was talking about how to check your back office, your breakdown of your pay, your sponsorship drill down, and things like that, which probably none of you know. But when it comes time, I can break that down once we have more like consistent working coaches. I would absolutely be happy to do a screen share and hop into my back office and like show you kind of do like a virtual tour of that. So just for the purposes of that day and this presentation, I didn't have a ton from Molly Asplin. And then, sorry. Sorry, guys. I just made her cancel every existing subscription she has. So she's like, I'm so confused. I'm like, I know. I get confused too. Okay, day 2. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. This call's going to be long, but it is like so worth it, I swear. Okay, so Brandon Burchard. I'm going to repeat that. Brandon Burchard was our keynote. And I actually was listening to a podcast episode that he put out late last night or early this morning, where he talked about speaking to us. It was his first stadium gig since January 2020. It was all new like material like that he was using on us, and he said it was his last stadium, like huge convention center of like all these convention centers in America that are like on his bucket list. America's Center in St. Louis was like the last one. So it was like super meaningful for him too. Not only him, but obviously us. But he said, well, he had a lot of takeaways. Okay, sorry. I had to run to the bathroom. And then I really needed to turn this light on. Okay, we're back. So Brendan Burchard said you don't have to keep up, just show up. So really similar to Bob Heilig's when he said you don't have to do all the things, just do the or whatever he said, but it was very close. But you don't have to keep up, just show up. It's the same thing with like if you think about it in our workouts. Like, can I keep up with Shanti? Hell no. Hell no. He's 50. We're almost there. And no, I can't keep up with him. But do I show up? Yes. And I show up to the best of my ability. He also said something that was very profound. Top coaches haven't mastered selling, they have mastered connection. Like, we really are not selling, we're connecting with people. And if you think about it too, selling, I love these tanks that I'm wearing. They're sleeveless. They look like they're like a cutoff, but I didn't do it myself. They're so comfortable. I have 2 3-packs from Amazon. Did I share the link for this? Yes, I did. Do you post a Starbucks boomerang when you get Starbucks? Yeah. So you're putting money in that CEO's pocket instead of your own pocket. So that's just my that's just my like dig on selling and how people are like, oh, I don't want to be sold to. Well, guess what? You are anyway if you follow influencers because they're selling you everything that they use. But anyway, and then he said, confidence is not the belief that you know everything, but confidence is the belief that you can figure it out. And I absolutely just like that resonated with me. Like, and it's so true. And it's actually probably a huge part of my life, like socially. Like I realize that when I'm in like a sticky situation or an awkward social situation or nervous, I act super bubbly and nobody would know that I'm nervous because I have the confidence in the fact that I'm going to figure it out. Okay, and then Moira Kusaba, oh, she's amazing. She's the creator of the Rise Up Planner. She was the previous top coach before Angie Belmar, and now I think she was number 2 last year. So she went from number 1 to number 2. She said, "Go where you're envious." And so this is for the people who do follow other coaches on social media, who watch other people's lives. Dream big, go there. Moira is huge about vision. Also, this nugget I loved, your mind does not know the difference between vivid visualizations and reality. So if you wake up every morning and you visualize this house that you're going to have someday, this vacation that you want to take, this perfect, calm, quiet morning, your mind does not know the difference between that and reality. Amazing. She also said when you focus on your problems, you delete your solutions. And she had us like hold our hands out and look, like she's like, your solutions are in this hand, your problems are in this hand. And she's like, now look at your problems. And she's like, your solution, like you can't see your solutions anymore when you do that. Like turn your head all the way that way. You can no longer see them, you deleted them. And it's vice versa. If you focus on your solutions, you delete your problems. Also, if you don't go all in, you are robbing your family of who you were meant to be. And she said, like change a mama, change a household. And she said it's so true. And she was kind of talking about her own experience of who she was an alcoholic. She's sober now, but she was talking about like who she would have been as a wife, mother. Maybe she wouldn't have even been those things. Like had she not changed and poured into personal development and vision and her business. And then she said, your experience is the your experiences are the armor that you wear. Use the stories that held you back as fuel to move forward. And I love that. And then Keyshawn, who works for Beachbody Corporate, she is an amazing speaker. I always love listening to Keyshawn. She is like, she will get like you fired up. She also talked about visioneering and how she basically creates like a quarterly, kind of like revisits her visions quarterly. But these questions are what I want you to ask yourself and what I'm going to also look at when I revisit my vision and my mission statement. So what do you want to do with your life? How do you want to live and contribute? What are you passionate about and why? And does what I'm doing help me to accomplish my mission in life? And I did find myself asking myself that last question yesterday. I was at work and I was wanting to do a couple things that were going to move my business forward. And I was ended up scrolling. And I said, Is this going to move my business forward? Is this going to help me accomplish my mission in life? And the answer was no. So I stopped. Okay, promise we're almost there. Okay, so then these were the afternoon sessions of the Diamond Leadership track. We got to see Brendan again. I had no clue. And I'm very embarrassed to say I was super tired at this point in the day. It was just long early days. It was super fun and jam-packed, but I was like literally nodding off and I didn't know how long we had him. I was thinking he was going to be like the whole afternoon or at least an hour, hour and a half or something. So I ran out and I had to get energized smoothie for this. And then of course there was like 5 more minutes and it was the next speaker. And I was like, oh, I probably could have withstood the tiredness and listened better to Brendan speak to us. But he just gave us, he talked for maybe like 30-40 minutes. He gave us like 3 things. He said, raise ambition, give yourself permission to want more, give your team permission to want more, reframe your doubt, and reset your habits, starting with you. If you reset your habits, then other people will follow. So I don't have a ton more from him from the afternoon, but he actually is a part of his podcast from last night that I'm listening to right now. He is talking about this session and what he was talking about. And then Danielle Natoni, she's like a Beachbody diva. Like she was in original like Insanities. She's been Shanti's friend forever. She was recently in Let's Get Up. She's got to be 50. Yeah, she's like an amazing like vet and alum of the company, and I was like awestruck. I must have passed by her like so many times, and her husband, and they're beautiful. And every time they walked by, I was just like, God, it's Danielle, Darren, and Tony. And anyway, I've known about her for a long time because I used to do Sean T workouts like before I even knew what Beachbody was, and listen to his podcast, and he would like have them on there. So weirdly enough, before I knew what Beachbody was, I knew who Danielle Natoni was. But anyway, so hers was an acronym, Why Not Me? And it was really like just about how to get that momentum and how to like shift it towards your team. So I'm just going to read what the acronyms, not what they stood for, but like kind of the sentences that go along with them. So why did you join? What is your hope? Focus on you. You have to follow a program the way that it was intended to be followed. And nutrition. I don't care if you do your nutrition 80-20, but like at least say you follow 2B mindset, or say you follow portion fix, or say you follow GOAT protocol. Like gone are the days of doing this by yourself. Niche down. So find your niche market, find the people that you want to speak to. What opportunities have you been given through this? Create and share team goals. That would be more like for me to have team goals and share them with you, which I'm going to, thanks to Angie Belmar's little tip. Mentor the working. So really that kind of like hit home with me, to work with the working, and then elevate and expand. Kim Fitzpatrick, another heavy hitter, amazing. Wife to Jamie Fitzpatrick. They're the first 15-star diamond couple of Beachbody. They hit that a couple years ago. They're amazing. They also have like just a crazy backstory, but she said, you are a leader regardless of your rank. And I just loved it. It's like that same kind of consistent pattern of like, you're worthy, like you are a leader. If you're here, you're a leader regardless of your rank. And then we must be unshakable in the belief that we are worthy of a big life and business. And I'm just like, preach. I could like weep right now and just how like amazing she is and her message. But anyway, and then Micah Folsom, who Micah is like a homesteader. She's like a mom of 5 that lives on a farm. She's not fancy. She doesn't wear makeup to any of the events. she's simple and she's herself. And that was like a kind of a huge takeaway for me too, was like she was so simple on stage on celebration night. There was another coach who had like jeans on, like for her training that she did in the morning, and she stayed in that outfit all throughout the day and for celebration night, jeans. And I was like, these are my kind of people, like that you don't have to feel like you have to dress up, and if you want to you can, but like it was just very much for like comfort in being who you are, embracing like yourself, just being yourself and being worthy, and you're a leader regardless of your rank and all this. Oh, just such good messages. So Micah talked about building a successful business basically like in the steps that it takes. First, it's like really you and your journey, and then like all the way to like mentoring coaches. But I'm not going to go through the steps. I'm just going to talk about a couple little nuggets that she had. You can build a successful business and a life you love and love building it. And so basically, she's like, give yourself permission to love this business and to love what you do. And that's like where I am. Like, this brings me so much joy. Like the other night, my husband was like, wow, you like really put a lot of time into like that newsletter. Like, you're really talented at that. Like, you could be doing something else. And I'm like, excuse me? Like, I don't want to do anything else. This brings me so much joy. And then she also said, don't make certain seasons right or wrong, but part of the process. And that really resonated, because you have struggle seasons and you have like these amazing seasons of your life. And I just feel like you can't put coaching on a back burner because you're going through a hard time. You share that struggle and you're going to connect with way more people. And it really is part of the process. Rebuilding is part of the process. Building is part of the process. Failing is part of the process. So love that message from Mike Folsom. And I think that brings us to, Summit 2023 in San Antonio. Which it doesn't say on here. Kind of does. It's really small on that graphic. I'm already going. I got my ticket. And I have a trip credit from American Airlines. So God forbid, I'll have a little bit of money off my flight. But how you can get there, become a success starter. How to do that is hitting Success Club 5, 3 out of your first 6 months coaching. It doesn't have to be 3 in a row like it did when I started. It's 3 out of 6. And technically your first month can count, but if you don't hit Success Club, you have 6 more months. Your first month is kind of like a wash. You either do or you don't, and then you count from there. So my suggestion is to buy your ticket early. It was $145 when I got it. You can only be a success starter one time with your first 6 months of the business. So after that, it's a business investment, and you need to look at it as a business investment and an investment in personal growth. Because holy crap, the takeaways that I have, the experience that I had, the tears that I shed, the laughs that I had, the sweat that poured from me, it was the most amazing experience. So the tickets will continue to go up. The price that I got it for is already no longer. I don't know how much they are now, but you can get that info at coachsummit.com. And they're already blocked. They've already blocked hotels. I might actually go on and look at a hotel. Okay. Oh, this picture just gets me. So LIIFT MORE. I'm not going to go over everything because there's an FAQ for that. And gone are the days of me doing like these elaborate trainings of program launches when no one's on a team call. So basically it's 5 days a week, 35 to 45 minutes. It's 8 weeks. So it is like LIIFT 4, but it is more intense. You're lifting heavier. There's more reps. There's more days. It is still the same kind of breakdown of lifting, hit, and there's always going to be that core component at the end. it is out now for us, for coaches and for preferred customers. So everyone that I'm signing up for LIIFT More right now is getting signed up as a preferred customer. It's part of my Google form that they fill out. They check if they want to be a preferred customer or a coach, and those are the only options that I'm giving them until it becomes available for clients. And then I will ask them how they want to be enrolled. So August 2nd is when it comes out for clients, I believe. I'm starting August 8th. I have not decided yet if I'm going to be a part of Lauren, my mentor's larger test group, or if I'm going to create my own. I'm going to create my own if I have males that want to do it, significant others, male friends, because I do feel like this program is going to speak to men and women. But I don't know how I feel about just adding a bunch of dudes into like our regular community that feels like a very like safe space. I've deleted men out of it before. So I'm undecided, but the date will be August 8th, no matter what. The FAQ for that, if you want to learn more, to dive in, which I recommend you to learn everything about launches, especially if you're going to partake. But if you, even if you just have clients that are interested. So the FAQ is 3317, and there are resources in our back office, always to everything. And that's it. So I'm so sorry. I was really long-winded and I want to go to bed and share this cart with my friends. So I'm going to stop my share and then stop recording, and I will post this in the team page. Sorry it was long. I do feel, well, I'll type when I post it that you could watch. You could listen in the car. Okay, bye.